Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when a woman's actions speak louder than her words, and moments when the Holy Spirit whispers louder than the world. If you miss these signals, you miss the doorway to connection, to destiny, and to divine friendship. Today, I'm about to reveal the signs most people overlook. The signs that a woman is not just noticing you, but drawn to you, and the signs that the Holy Spirit is not just near you, but inviting you closer. What you're about to hear will shift how you read people, how you sense God, and how you carry yourself in every room you walk into. Stay with me because this knowledge changes everything. Attraction often begins long before any words are spoken, long before any confession is made, and long before either person consciously realizes what is unfolding. It starts in the invisible realm, tiny shifts in energy, presence, and attention that reveal more truth than any sentence ever could. When a woman feels drawn to a man, her entire nervous system responds. Her posture softens, her eyes linger a little longer, her voice shifts because her energy shifts. She may not say anything obvious. She may not even be fully aware of what she is doing, but her body speaks a language that is honest, ancient, and instinctive. This energy feels different from friendliness, different from politeness, different from obligation. It carries warmth, curiosity, and a spark of awareness that cannot be faked. You don't learn to read this through manipulation. You learn to read it through presence. And once you understand that attraction is energetic first and behavioral second, your sensitivity to subtle cues sharpens. A woman who is attracted to you becomes more mindful of your presence in ways she does not display around others. And this mindfulness shows up in micro reactions that most men overlook. When you walk into a room, she becomes more alert, more aware of her posture, more conscious of her appearance, not because she is trying to impress you, but because her energy automatically reorients itself toward you. She makes small adjustments, brushing her hair behind her ear, subtly straightening her clothing, or repositioning herself to appear more open. These gestures are not rehearsed. They happen because attraction awakens a desire to be seen. Even her breathing pattern may shift slightly. Her tone becomes softer, and her attention becomes more grounded. These tiny actions may seem insignificant on their own, but together they form a pattern of presence that signals connection. Men who learn to observe without assuming become far more attuned to these signals. Her eyes reveal what her words try to hide because attraction pulls attention like gravity. When a woman is drawn to you, her eyes linger, not in a way that is bold or intrusive, but in a way that feels warm and intentional. She may glance away and look back again, not because she is shy, but because her mind is trying to regulate the intensity of what she feels. Her pupils may widen when she looks at you. Her gaze may soften, and her expression becomes more open when you speak. She listens differently, more fully, more patiently, with a level of attentiveness that communicates respect and interest. Eye contact, when genuine, is one of the clearest energetic signals of attraction because it reveals where her focus naturally flows. And focus follows desire. When you feel her looking at you even when you're not speaking, that is not coincidence. It is connection taking form. Her body leans in, even when her words remain neutral, because the body cannot lie about desire. Attraction pulls a person forward, closing the physical distance between two energies. She tilts her head slightly toward you, her feet point in your direction, and her torso opens rather than angles away. These shifts are subtle but powerful indicators that she feels safe, curious, and drawn toward your presence. A woman who is casually polite maintains her space. A woman who is attracted naturally decreases it. She may find reasons to stand closer, sit nearer, or position herself where you are within her visual field. Even the way she laughs changes, lighter, more genuine, more responsive, because attraction awakens a sense of aliveness. Her body expresses what her tongue may not dare to speak yet. Her nervous system becomes more expressive as she tries to navigate the growing chemistry she feels. This can appear as playful nervousness, a quick smile, a brief touch to her own arm, or a gentle fidgeting when she is near you. She may tuck her hair behind her ear, adjust her jewelry, or lightly touch her neckline. These are not attempts to seduce. They are manifestations of heightened awareness, the body responding to emotional stimulus. When a woman is indifferent, she moves with neutrality. When she is attracted, her movements carry a different rhythm, a softness paired with alertness, a combination that reveals her internal state. These signals are never about control. They are reflections of presence. Reading them requires respect, not assumption, and listening requires humility, not entitlement. Her energy becomes more open because attraction creates a welcoming atmosphere around her. She becomes more willing to share her thoughts, more curious about your experiences, and more eager to engage in conversation that goes beyond surface-level exchanges. The warmth in her tone shifts, the rhythm of her speech changes, and she becomes more expressive emotionally. A woman who is attracted often mirrors your energy without realizing it. Your gestures, your phrasing, your pace. Mirroring is an unconscious sign of connection, not manipulation. It reveals that she feels attuned to you, comfortable with you, and aligned with your emotional frequency. The more present you are, the more her openness grows. Her boundaries become more flexible in your presence, not in a compromising way, but in a trusting way that shows she feels emotionally safe with you. She gives you more time, more attention, and more understanding than she offers to most people. She prioritizes moments with you, even in small ways, even through simple decisions, because something in her feels nourished around you. She remembers details you mention, responds thoughtfully, and finds genuine joy in your company. Attraction deepens when a woman feels seen without being pressured, valued without being demanded, and respected without expectation. In this environment, her natural warmth expands. And her expanding warmth is one of the most powerful signs that she feels drawn toward you on a level deeper than conversation or circumstance. Confidence is an energy that speaks before your words ever reach the air, and it is this energy that naturally draws a woman toward you in ways you don't have to force or fabricate. True confidence is not loud, not arrogant, not boastful. It is the quiet stability of someone who knows who they are and does not need external validation to confirm it. A woman feels this long before she interprets it. Her instincts respond to grounded identity. When you stand in your truth, your presence feels safe, and safety is one of the most powerful attractors in human connection. But confidence alone is not enough when you are also seeking divine intimacy, because while confidence magnetizes human desire, humility magnetizes the spirit. This paradox is what makes inner alignment so powerful. You become attractive not only in the physical world, but also in the spiritual realm. Humility in this sense is not weakness. It is awareness. It is the ability to recognize that everything you are, everything you have, and everything you are becoming flows from a source higher than your own ego. When a man carries humility, it softens his presence without diminishing his strength. It removes the sharp edges of pride and replaces them with clarity, peace, and sincerity. A woman senses this too. She feels the difference between a man who is merely self-assured and a man whose confidence is anchored in purpose. Humility does not make you less magnetic, it makes you more grounded. And grounding is what allows you to connect deeply with the Holy Spirit, because the Spirit does not dwell comfortably in hearts filled with ego, pressure, or performance. The Spirit rests where truth resides, and truth always creates internal peace. A woman is attracted to confidence because it signals direction, capability, and security. But the Holy Spirit draws near to a person who is teachable, gentle in spirit, and willing to surrender. Control, these two forces, confidence and humility, do not contradict each other. They amplify one another. When you live with this balance, your presence carries a harmony that affects everyone around you. You walk into a room and shift the atmosphere not by force, but by frequency. Women feel safe, heard, and valued, not because you are performing, but because you are present. And the Holy Spirit responds to that presence too, because a calm, centered heart is fertile ground for divine partnership. The same qualities that make you attractive to people make you accessible to God when they are purified through intention rather than ego. Your identity becomes the bridge between human connection and spiritual intimacy. When you know who you are, you do not chase approval, and that makes you magnetic to both natural and supernatural relationships. You stop performing, stop pretending, stop striving, and begin operating from authenticity. A woman is drawn to this because authenticity creates trust. And the Spirit works through authenticity because it creates truth. When your identity is rooted in purpose, you become someone who neither manipulates nor collapses under insecurity. You become steady, and steadiness draws people close. It also draws the Spirit close, because a steady heart is a receptive heart. This dual magnetism, the human and the divine, develops only when confidence is built on truth and humility is built on awareness. To cultivate this balance, you must recognize the source of real confidence. It does not come from appearance, achievements, or status. It comes from alignment with your values, your purpose, and the inner voice that guides you. When you are aligned, your energy becomes organized rather than chaotic. A woman senses this in the way you speak, the way you listen, the way you carry your responsibilities. The Holy Spirit senses it in the purity of your motives and the sincerity of your heart. Alignment eliminates confusion, and nothing is more attractive to humans or to heaven than a person who lives with clarity. Clarity of identity, clarity of intention, clarity of direction. This clarity becomes the foundation of your confidence and the expression of your humility. Humility allows you to remain accessible. It keeps your heart soft, your mind teachable, and your spirit open. A woman can feel when a man is open but not desperate, confident but not controlling, grounded but not rigid. These qualities calm her instincts and invite her feminine energy to expand. The Holy Spirit feels this openness too. He moves in environments where there is no competition for control, where the heart is surrendered enough to receive guidance. When you carry both confidence and humility, You become a vessel the spirit can trust, and a presence people feel safe around. Trust is attraction, safety is chemistry, openness is spiritual intimacy. These qualities are not accidental. They are cultivated through daily awareness. When confidence and humility work together, you become a man whose presence feels like leadership rather than dominance, protection rather than possession, guidance rather than control. Women respond naturally to this energy because their intuition recognizes stability. The Holy Spirit responds to this energy because stability is a sign of internal order. And where there is order, there is room for divine partnership. The more aligned you become, the more your confidence feels natural and your humility feels powerful. You no longer chase anything, neither women nor spiritual experiences, because everything begins to seek you. Confidence draws interest, humility draws closeness, and together they transform you into someone who is magnetic in both realms. Awareness is the silent doorway through which both human connection and divine connection reveal themselves, and the more present you become, the more clearly you begin to see the signals life is constantly sending you. A woman rarely expresses her attraction in direct language at first. Instead, she communicates through instinctive cues that are only visible to someone who is paying attention. Her tone changes, her posture shifts, her energy becomes more open. But if you are distracted, insecure, or disconnected from your own inner world, you will miss the signs. The same is true with the Holy Spirit. His presence is subtle, gentle, and often whispered rather than shouted. He guides you through peace, conviction, and an inner knowing that only grows stronger when your awareness is sharpened. The level of awareness you carry determines the depth of connection you experience, whether natural or spiritual. You start noticing that awareness is not simply seeing, it is perceiving. A woman may smile at you in a way she doesn't smile at others, or her body may angle toward you without intention, but only someone with emotional awareness understands what these moments mean. Her presence softens, her attention deepens, and her spirit seems to lean into yours. She may ask questions that show she genuinely wants to understand you, not just converse with you. These are signals that an unobservant man might dismiss as politeness, but a conscious man recognizes the difference between courtesy and curiosity. Similarly, the Holy Spirit speaks in ways the unawakened overlook through sudden clarity, gentle conviction, or a stillness that fills the room. Awareness is the skill that allows you to interpret what others miss. When you cultivate awareness, you stop living on the surface and begin perceiving intentions, energies, and emotional frequencies beneath the words people speak. A woman's attraction becomes visible not through dramatic actions, but through subtle shifts you can only notice when your mind is quiet enough to observe. She may laugh more freely around you, mirror your gestures, or unconsciously seek your attention. Her eyes may brighten when you speak, and she becomes more expressive because she feels emotionally seen. These cues are silent invitations, not guarantees, and only someone who honors them with respect and wisdom can respond appropriately. In the same way, the Holy Spirit reveals his direction subtly, through inner promptings, quiet warnings, or a profound sense of peace guiding your decisions. You cannot follow a voice you do not hear, and you cannot hear a voice you have not learned to recognize. Awareness teaches you to slow down internally. Even when the world around you moves quickly, you stop rushing conversations, stop overthinking interactions, and stop projecting your insecurities into moments that require clarity. Instead, you learn to listen not just with your ears, but with your intuition. You notice the pauses in someone's voice, the softness in their expression, the warmth in their energy. Women feel safest with a man who is attentive without being intrusive, present without being demanding, strong without being defensive. This same quality draws the Holy Spirit near, because he responds to a heart that is settled enough to listen. Awareness creates space, and the Spirit thrives in space, space in your mind, space in your emotions, space in your daily life, where his presence is welcomed rather than squeezed out by noise. A woman's attraction becomes easier to discern when you are emotionally balanced, because emotional balance allows you to see clearly rather than interpret everything through need or fear. When you are anxious, you misread friendliness as interest or interest as danger. When you are insecure, you overlook genuine signals because you don't believe someone could truly desire you. Awareness eliminates distortion by aligning your perception with reality. You begin reading cues as they are, not as your mind imagines them to be. In the same way, spiritual awareness allows you to distinguish between your own thoughts and divine guidance. You begin recognizing when God is leading you, when he is warning you, and when he is strengthening you. Awareness becomes intuition sharpened by truth. Awareness also teaches you that signals, whether human or divine, must be honored, not exploited. When a woman displays interest, your responsibility is not to manipulate, but to respond with respect, clarity, and emotional maturity. Awareness gives you the discipline to discern whether her attraction is emotional, physical, or both, and whether you are capable of honoring that connection responsibly. Similarly, when the Holy Spirit reveals his presence, you do not take it lightly. You do not rush it, ignore it, or treat it casually. You honor it through obedience, stillness, and intentionality. Awareness deepens connection because it demonstrates that you value what you perceive. As your awareness sharpens, you begin to notice patterns, not just isolated signals. You see how a woman consistently positions herself near you, how her voice warms whenever she speaks to you, how her attention becomes more focused when you engage. Patterns reveal truth. And in the spiritual realm, the Holy Spirit also reveals himself through patterns: consistent peace in certain areas, consistent discomfort in others, consistent nudges guiding your decisions. Awareness allows you to recognize these patterns early, saving you from confusion, wasted energy, and emotional entanglements that lack purpose. Awareness becomes a shield, a compass, and a language. The deeper your awareness grows, the deeper your relationships become, both with people and with God. You communicate more clearly, connect more authentically, and navigate life with greater wisdom. You stop misreading signals and start understanding them. You stop missing divine moments and start responding to them. Awareness transforms you into someone who does not stumble through life blindly, but walks with discernment and spiritual sensitivity. And this is what makes you not only attractive in the natural realm, but deeply connected in the spiritual realm, because awareness is the foundation of true connection. The heart becomes a place of alignment when desire, intention, and character begin to flow in the same direction, and this integration transforms the way others experience you both emotionally and spiritually. A woman is drawn to a man whose inner world is not in conflict with itself, because integrated energy feels safe, grounded, and trustworthy. When your confidence is not arrogance but steadiness, she senses stability. when your presence is not forceful but authentic. She senses sincerity. Attraction is not simply about appearance or charm. It rises from the coherence between who you are, what you want, and how you carry yourself. And in the same way, the Holy Spirit draws near to a heart where motives are pure, actions are consistent, and intentions are aligned with truth. Integration makes you a vessel that others lean toward, and a soul the Spirit can trust. When a woman feels attracted, she observes your character more than your charisma, even if she does not consciously realize it. She pays attention to how you speak to others, how you manage pressure, and how you treat people who can offer you nothing. Her attraction deepens when she sees that your confidence is anchored in purpose rather than ego. The body may respond to confidence, but the heart responds to integrity. And this same alignment is what allows you to become a true friend of the Holy Spirit, because He does not rest in fragmented hearts. He responds to humility, authenticity, and a longing to walk in truth. When your desires are disciplined, your intentions are honorable, and your actions reflect your inner values, you become a person who attracts both respect from people and intimacy from God. Integration means you are not one thing in public and another in private, and this consistency creates a magnetic field around you that others instinctively feel. A woman senses when a man is emotionally disciplined, when his desires do not control him, and when his attention is intentional rather than impulsive. She senses when his interest is genuine and not driven by insecurity or conquest. This type of presence is powerful because it signals emotional safety, and emotional safety is one of the strongest foundations of attraction. Likewise, the Holy Spirit is drawn to consistency. You cannot seek Him only when life hurts and ignore Him when life is easy. Integration means you are the same person at the altar, in the workplace, and in solitude. It means your heart is not divided, and a united heart becomes a beacon for divine friendship. A man whose heart is integrated does not chase validation, and this absence of desperation is one of the strongest traits of natural attractiveness. Women are deeply perceptive, and they can feel when a man is hungry for attention or approval. But when a man is rooted in purpose and centered in identity, his presence carries a quiet certainty that draws others without force. This same stability is what creates deep companionship with the Holy Spirit. He is not drawn to noise, chaos, or inner conflict. He is drawn to individuals who create inner stillness, who desire truth more than applause, and who seek transformation more than performance. Integration becomes the bridge between human attraction and spiritual intimacy. When your heart is aligned, you stop giving mixed signals because your inner world is not mixed. A woman recognizes your clarity in the way you communicate, in the boundaries you uphold, and in the consistency of your actions. She feels drawn not just to your confidence, but to the clarity of your spirit. Attraction deepens when she realizes that your words match your behavior, your interest matches your intention, and your energy matches your values. In the same way, the Holy Spirit delights in clarity. He speaks most clearly to those who have removed the internal noise that distorts His guidance. Integration allows you to hear His voice without confusion, because your heart is no longer divided between truth and impulse. Integration is powerful because it transforms your presence without you having to announce it. A woman feels it in your calmness, your patience, and your emotional steadiness. She senses that you do not need her attention to feel valuable, but you value her presence when she offers it. This balance makes you both attractive and trustworthy. And spiritually, this same balance positions you to walk closely with the Holy Spirit. He moves most freely through lives that are not controlled by impulse, fear, or ego. When your motives are pure and your intentions sincere, you become someone he can guide easily, someone who listens without resistance, and someone who yields without pride. Integration becomes a sign of maturity. As your heart becomes whole, your relationships transform, because wholeness removes confusion and creates clarity. A woman feels attracted to a man who knows what he wants and who is not afraid to express it with respect and honesty. She is drawn to the stability of a man whose emotions are not chaotic and whose decisions are not impulsive. Similarly, the Holy Spirit draws near to those who choose intention over impulse and discipline over disorder. When your heart is aligned, you begin to reflect divine qualities: gentleness, strength, wisdom, patience. And these qualities deepen both earthly attraction and spiritual intimacy. Integration is not perfection, it is coherence, and coherence is irresistible. When desire, intention, and character move together, you become powerful without aggression, confident without arrogance, and spiritual without pretense. A woman senses this harmony and feels safe enough to let her guard down. The Holy Spirit senses this harmony and finds rest in such a heart. Integration becomes the secret thread that weaves together attraction in the natural realm and friendship in the spiritual realm. Because when your heart is whole, everything you attract comes into alignment with that wholeness.